How many nights have you spent staring at the ceiling, trapped in a conversation that ended years ago, or a future that hasn't even happened yet? Overthinking is a silent architect building a prison out of your own thoughts. We've all been there, the mental exhaustion, the paralyzing what-ifs, and that heavy, lingering sense that your peace of mind is slipping through your fingers. But what if the noise in your head isn't something you have to fight, but something you can simply let go? Drawing from over 2,500 years of ancient philosophy, Buddhism provides the antidote to this mental chaos. It teaches us that clarity isn't found by thinking harder, but by seeing differently. In this video, we are exploring 6 Buddhist principles designed to still the waves of your mind and ground you in the power of the present. The storm ends here. Let's rediscover your inner silence together. Lesson 1. Be here now. The power of presence. How often does your mind drift away from the life that's happening right in front of you? One moment you're replaying something you wish you had said differently, and the next you're imagining outcomes that haven't even happened yet. It's like being pulled in 2 directions at once, trapped between memory and anticipation, while the present moment quietly slips through your fingers. This is where overthinking takes root, not in reality, but in everything that is no longer here or not yet real. The deeper truth is simple, yet easy to forget. Life only exists in this moment, not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. And yet, we rarely allow ourselves to fully experience it. We carry the weight of past mistakes like a burden on our shoulders, and we chase future certainty as if it will finally give us peace. But neither place can offer what we're truly searching for. Ancient Buddhist wisdom teaches us to gently return our awareness to the present, not by force, but with acceptance. When you bring your attention to what is happening right now, your breath, your surroundings, the feeling of being alive, you begin to notice something shift. The noise in your mind softens, the urgency fades, and for the first time in a while, there is space to simply exist without pressure. Imagine standing at the edge of a flowing stream. The water represents your thoughts, constantly moving, never still. If you try to grab the water or stop its flow, you'll only create resistance. But if you sit beside it and simply observe, you'll realize you don't have to be carried away by it. The same applies to your mind. Thoughts will come and go, but you don't have to follow every single one. When you fully anchor yourself in the present, overthinking begins to lose its grip. You're no longer trapped in what if or if only. Instead, you become grounded in what is real and tangible. The sound of your breath, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the moment you're living right now. Life isn't waiting somewhere in the future for you to finally feel at peace. It's already here, and the more you return to this moment, the more you'll discover that clarity, calm, and strength were never missing. They were simply hidden beneath the noise of a wandering mind. Lesson 2. Let go. Freedom beyond control. Why do we hold on so tightly to things we were never meant to control? Think about it. How much of your stress comes from trying to predict outcomes, fix situations, or change things that are completely outside your power? Overthinking often disguises itself as problem solving, but in reality, it becomes a cycle of resistance, fighting against what already is. We replay conversations, analyze every possible scenario, and prepare for outcomes that may never even happen. And in doing so, we exhaust ourselves mentally and emotionally. The more we try to control every detail, the heavier life begins to feel. It's like gripping sand in your hand. The tighter you hold, the more it slips away. Buddhist teachings remind us of a powerful truth. Suffering doesn't come from life itself, but from our attachment to how we think life should be. When reality doesn't match our expectations, we resist it. And that resistance is where the struggle begins. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the need to control what cannot be controlled. It means trusting that not everything needs your intervention to unfold the way it's meant to. When you stop forcing outcomes, you create space for things to naturally align. Picture yourself carrying a heavy weight up a steep hill. You've convinced yourself that you must keep going, that stopping means failure. But what if the real strength lies in putting the weight down? In realizing that it was never yours to carry in the first place? When you ask yourself, is this within my control? You create a powerful moment of awareness. If the answer is yes, then act with intention. But if the answer is no, then holding on to it only creates unnecessary pain. Releasing it is not avoidance, it is wisdom. There is a quiet strength in surrender. Not surrendering your goals or your growth, but surrendering the constant tension of needing everything to go your way. Life becomes lighter when you stop resisting it. The moment you loosen your grip, something incredible happens. Your mind becomes clearer, your energy returns, and the peace you've been searching for begins to rise, not from changing the world around you, but from finally freeing yourself within it. Lesson 3. Detach from the noise. Have you ever been so overwhelmed by your own thoughts that it feels like you're losing control? Like your mind is running non-stop, pulling you into worries, doubts, and endless analysis you never asked for? It can feel suffocating, like you're trapped inside your own head, surrounded by thoughts that won't slow down. And in those moments, it's easy to believe that those thoughts define who you are. But what if that belief isn't true? The reality is, your thoughts are not your identity. They are experiences, temporary, shifting, and often unreliable. They come and go on their own, sometimes calm, sometimes chaotic, but never permanent. Yet the reason they feel so powerful is because we attach ourselves to them. We believe them. We follow them. We let them shape how we feel and how we see ourselves. Ancient wisdom teaches a different approach, one that can completely change your relationship with your mind. Instead of getting caught inside your thoughts, you learn to step back and observe them. You begin to see them for what they really are, passing mental events, not absolute truths. Imagine your mind as a vast, open sky. Thoughts are like clouds moving through it. Some are light and harmless, others are dark and heavy. But no matter how intense they seem, they never stay forever. The sky doesn't fight the clouds, it doesn't chase them away. It simply allows them to pass. And just like the sky, there is a part of you that remains untouched, quiet, aware, and steady beneath it all. The problem begins when you start chasing those clouds. When you hold on to a negative thought, replay it, analyze it, and build stories around it, it grows stronger. One thought becomes 10, 10 become 100, and suddenly your entire mood shifts. But if you don't engage, if you simply notice the thought and let it move on, it loses its power. Think of sitting beside a flowing river. Leaves drift along the surface, carried effortlessly by the current. Each leaf represents a thought. You could try to grab every leaf, control its path, and hold on to it. but that would only exhaust you. Or you can simply watch them pass, knowing that the river will keep flowing no matter what. This is the practice of letting go. It doesn't mean you stop thinking. It means you stop clinging. You stop giving every thought your energy and attention. You allow them to come and go naturally, without turning them into something bigger than they are. Over time, something begins to shift. The mental noise starts to quiet down. The space between your thoughts grows. And in that space, you begin to feel a sense of calm that doesn't depend on what your mind is doing. You realize that you are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears it. So the next time your thoughts feel overwhelming, remember this. You don't have to follow them. You don't have to believe them. Let them rise, let them pass, and return to the stillness that has always been within you. Lesson 4. Find stillness through breath. When was the last time you truly paused? Not just physically, but mentally, where your mind wasn't racing ahead or stuck replaying something behind you. For most people, that moment is rare. We live in a constant stream of distractions, responsibilities, and internal noise that keeps our minds endlessly active. And before we realize it, overthinking becomes our default state. But there is a simple way to interrupt that cycle, something so natural that we often overlook it: your breath. Your breath is more than just a physical function. It is a bridge between your body and your mind, a steady rhythm that is always available to guide you back to the present moment. No matter how chaotic your thoughts become, your breath remains constant, calm, and grounding. Mindfulness is the practice of returning to that anchor. It doesn't require perfection. It doesn't require you to silence your thoughts completely. Instead, it asks you to become aware, to notice what's happening within you without getting lost in it. And the easiest way to begin is by focusing on your breathing. Take a moment right now. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Feel your chest rise. Hold it gently for a second. Then exhale slowly, letting your body soften. As you do this, notice how your attention naturally shifts. For that brief moment, you're not stuck in your thoughts. You're here. That's the power of the breath. When your mind starts spiraling, it's because your attention has been pulled into a stream of thoughts. But when you focus on your breathing, you gently pull that attention back. You create a pause, a break in the cycle, and within that pause, your mind begins to settle. Imagine your thoughts as waves in the ocean. When you're caught on the surface, every wave feels intense and overwhelming. But when you anchor yourself deeper, beneath the surface, there is calm. Your breath is what takes you there. It grounds you, stabilizes you, and keeps you from being tossed around by every passing thought. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. At first, your mind will wander constantly, and that's okay. The goal isn't to stop your thoughts. The goal is to notice when you've drifted and gently return to your breath. Each time you do that, you strengthen your awareness. Over time, you'll begin to notice a shift. Situations that once triggered stress will feel lighter. Your reactions will become calmer, and the grip of overthinking will slowly loosen. The beauty of this practice is its simplicity. You can do it anywhere, sitting, walking, even in the middle of a busy day. You don't need hours of silence. Just one conscious breath can change your state. So whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember this: your breath is always there, waiting, steady, unchanging. All you have to do is return to it, and in that return, you'll find something you may have thought was lost: peace, clarity, and a quiet strength that was within you all along. Lesson 5. The architecture of less. Why simplicity is your greatest power. Does your mind ever feel like a browser with 100 tabs open, all of them playing audio at once? In our modern era, we have been conditioned to believe that more is the synonym for better. More notifications, more ambitions, more possessions, and more complex social webs. We treat our lives like a vessel that must be packed until it's bursting, fearing that an empty space is a wasted life. But this constant accumulation creates a dense, suffocating fog. We become architects of our own overwhelm, designing intricate labyrinths of shoulds and musts that eventually lead us to a dead end of mental exhaustion. The Buddha looked at this human tendency toward complexity and offered a radical, cooling truth. Peace is not found by adding, but by subtracting. Simplicity is not a lack of something. It is the presence of clarity. It is the deliberate act of stripping away the non-essential until only the truth remains. Think of a sculptor working on a block of marble. The masterpiece isn't created by sticking pieces onto the stone. It is revealed by chipping away everything that is not the statue. Your peace of mind is that statue. It is already there, buried under the rubble of unnecessary desires, social comparisons, and the mental noise of over-analysis. When the Buddha spoke of the path, he wasn't describing a mountain we must climb to reach a distant peak of happiness. He famously taught that there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. This suggests that the moment you stop tripping over the clutter of your own expectations, you are already there. In the Japanese tradition, there is a concept called shibumi. It describes an elegance that is unpretentious and powerful precisely because it is simple. Imagine a single flower in a glass vase versus a massive, gaudy bouquet. The single flower commands the room because there is nothing to distract from its essence. This is how your mind functions when you embrace simplicity. When you stop trying to solve 10 problems that haven't happened yet, your internal energy focuses. You become like a laser instead of a flickering candle. We often overcomplicate our inner lives because we are afraid of the silence that simplicity brings. In that silence, we have to face ourselves. We use busyness and complexity as shields to avoid the raw experience of the present. But when you have the courage to simplify, to eat when you eat, to listen when you listen, and to breathe when you breathe, the maze of overthinking simply vanishes. There are no walls in a vacant room. Ask yourself today, what am I carrying that isn't mine? Are you carrying the expectations of your parents, the beauty standards of the internet, the guilt of a version of yourself that no longer exists? These are weights, not wings. By choosing the architecture of less, you aren't losing anything. You are gaining the sky. You are discovering that a simple life isn't a small life. It is a life so vast that it no longer needs to be filled with noise to feel significant. Lesson 6. The law of the great transition. Finding peace in flux. If you are currently in the middle of a mental storm, there is one absolute cosmic guarantee you can lean on. The wind will eventually stop. One of the most foundational pillars of Buddhist wisdom is anicca, or impermanence. To the overthinking mind, a problem feels like a mountain, solid, unmoving, and eternal. We obsess over our anxieties because we subconsciously believe they are permanent fixtures of our identity. We think, I am an anxious person, rather than anxiety is passing through me. This subtle shift in language is the difference between being a prisoner and being a witness. The Buddha's final words were a reminder that all conditioned things are subject to decay. While that might sound somber at first, it is actually the most hopeful sentence ever spoken. It means that your depression has an expiration date, your confusion has a sunset, your heartbreak is a season, not a climate. Imagine you're standing in a river. The water touching your feet right now is not the same water that touched them a second ago, and it will never touch them again. Life is a river, yet overthinking is the futile attempt to grab a handful of water and try to keep it from flowing. The harder you grip, the more it slips through your fingers, leaving you frustrated and tired. When we fight against the reality of change, we create dukkha, or suffering. Overthinking is essentially a protest against impermanence. We overthink because we want to freeze time, to guarantee a result, or to prevent a loss. But when you truly accept that the nature of the universe is flux, you stop fighting the waves and start surfing them. You realize that your current struggle is not a destination, it is a transit point. Think back to a crisis you had 5 years ago. At the time, it likely felt like the end of the world. You probably spent hours, perhaps weeks, dissecting it from every angle. Where is that crisis now? It has dissolved into the mist of the past. It passed, just as the Buddha promised it would. The struggles you are facing today are no different. They are clouds drifting across the expanse of your consciousness. A cloud cannot hurt the sky, and a storm cannot break the space through which it moves. By trusting in impermanence, you reclaim your agency. You no longer need to fix every thought, because you know the thought will leave on its own if you stop feeding it. You can look at your pain and say, this too is moving. This isn't passive resignation, it is a profound, diligent strength. It allows you to endure the dark nights with a quiet smile, knowing the dawn is mathematically certain. You aren't stuck in a maze, you are on a journey, and on a journey, the scenery is always changing. Now that you've explored these powerful ideas, the next step is yours. Start small, return to the present, release the thoughts that don't serve you, and stop carrying what was never yours to hold. Choose simplicity where you can, and remind yourself that every feeling, every struggle is temporary. Nothing stays the same forever, and that includes the weight on your mind. Your mind can either overwhelm you or guide you. It all depends on how you train it. With awareness and consistent practice, calm and clarity will follow. If this resonated with you, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who needs it. Stay grounded, stay mindful, and keep moving toward inner peace.